Let's make this super simple player poster in Photoshop. Let's start off with a new layer, and I'm just gonna fill this layer with a solid color. I'm gonna be using this wind chill blue. Our subject for today is Quinn Snyder of the Minnesota Wind Chill. So I'm just gonna click once with the fill tool in the middle of the canvas to fill this with blue, and then Command T to transform. I'm gonna make this take up exactly half of the canvas. And to do that, when you're transforming, you can see these percentages up at the top for the scale. I'm gonna click on the H and type in 50%. Make sure that aspect ratio is unlinked, and then we'll hit return. So now we have exactly half the height of the canvas filled in blue. We're gonna move this rectangle to the top of the canvas, Command A to select your whole screen, and then with the move tool selected, you can click this align top button. So now we're going to drag in our player image. This is a face shot of Quinn Snyder. I'm just going to blow this up so it's taking up most of this top rectangle. Now I'm going to drag this photo below our blue rectangle layer, and then I'm going to duplicate the blue rectangle so we have two of them. This bottom one, we can turn the top one off for now. Bottom one I'm going to set to color blend mode, and then this top one, you can keep it on normal and just bring the opacity down. Or if you wanted to shift it to multiply, you could experiment with that. It kind of darkens it versus normal, which kind of makes it more of like a solid matte. I'm just gonna bring it down a bit so we have this faded image around 70%. And now to get rid of the photo sticking out the bottom, let's group all these layers into a folder just by holding Shift to select them all, clicking on our folder, and we'll name this back photo. And then opening it up, you can command click on one of the blue rectangle thumbnails. That's gonna select that shape, and then you can mask it out by clicking on your mask icon in the bottom right. Next, we're gonna drag in our player cutout. So I've pre-cut out this Quinn Snyder shot I got at championship weekend, and we'll just size him about there for now. And just bringing him into camera raw filter right off the bat to mess with the colors and the lighting a little bit. Just gonna do some basic adjustments. Nothing too extreme, but lowering the highlights, upping the shadows, and then a little bit with the whites and blacks. Texture and clarity, always a good idea to bump up a little bit if you can. And I want to get into the color mixer. I think I want to shift his skin tones more towards the red instead of the orange. We can also get rid of some of the color that we don't need. So like if you go to the saturation, get rid of the greens, yellows we don't need, the blues we will need, purples, a little bit in the jersey, and magentas I don't think we need either. So we'll hit OK. Let's give our cutout some foot shadows. Let's make a new layer below our cutout layer, and just going to black foreground color, we'll bring the flow way down to something around 10, and then condense this brush so it's very flat. And then ever so softly, we can start to paint in some shadows, keeping the parts that are in contact with the ground a little bit darker, and then sort of fading out. Can make a new layer for the other foot, darker where the toe is touching, and then just clicking. And then we can make a new layer and just kind of click once in the middle, kind of this general shadow below the cutout. I'm just lowering the opacity until it feels nicely blended. We can group all these layers into a cutout folder, and I kind of want to mess with the colors a little bit more. One thing to note, I always like to match colors the best I can. So if you have like blue in the jersey, trying to match that with the blue in the background. Up to you which blue you use. I kind of like this brighter blue. But first, let's fix his skin tones with a selective color layer. I'm going to clip this to the cutout by holding Option, hovering in the space and clicking, and then go into the reds. We can really boost these by lowering the cyans and play with these dials as you see fit. This blue in the background, I'm gonna eyedropper something from his jersey. So let's go back to these blue rectangles and just holding Option while I have my brush tool selected. That will shortcut you to the eyedropper. And then we could use that same color, something in here, for this color layer as well. So now I've got this nice sharp blue in the background matching the blue of the jersey. Kind of makes me want to pop out the blue of the jersey some more. So maybe we take a hue and saturation adjustment layer and go to the blues, and I'm just gonna up the saturation there. Don't want to get too much with the jersey though, So let's actually go into the mask there and back to normal brush with 100% flow. We can just brush out the part of the jersey that it's affecting. Make sure it's only on the blue on the sleeves and on the bottom there. So now let's do our main text. I'm gonna close this cutout folder, make a new layer between the photo and the cutout. And with white text, I'm gonna type out Snyder, his last name. I've got Montserrat extra bold is the font with -60 spacing between letters. And let's blow this up to around 230. This is kind of a classic poster design look that you've probably seen in other sports designs, but I thought it'd be a good one to quickly show here. I'm just blowing this up, so I've got like a 3-box margin on either side with my grids. Command apostrophe, by the way, is a shortcut to bring up and hide your grids. So I'm just gonna keep things there. Then let's make another new layer for his first name. I'm gonna grab this rectangle tool and let's just draw out a rectangle like this. We're gonna make this black, and I'm gonna center this on the last name by holding Command, clicking on that T in the layers panel, and then justifying it to the center. And now we can duplicate this Snyder layer, Command J, bring it to the front of that rectangle, and then type out Quinn, his first name. And now Command T, just bringing this way down. And now with this rectangle, I wanna like hide parts of it behind the letters. So if you put a mask on the rectangle first and then hold Command and click on Snyder, we've now got Snyder selected and we can erase anything within these dotted lines. So just with a black brush painting on a white mask, I can get my hardness to 100 and just brush that out. And now if you hit Command Shift I, that'll invert the selection. So now we can erase this black part as well. And we're left with just this kind of nice clean sliver of a rectangle. For the positioning of Quinn, I think maybe we want to just like center it on the visible black space. Let's draw out a rectangle with our rectangular marquee tool. Shortcut is M. And then if you just draw that out and then go back to your move tool, you can justify this to the middle of that selection. Now that we have the text set, I want to reposition our back photo. I think I just want to blow it up mostly because we do have more space that can fill the frame better. So maybe something like this. Something around there. And then I do want to sharpen this image. So let's bring this one into Camera Raw filter. And let's just do some texture clarity as well as some sharpening. So in the effects, texture and clarity, and then detail, let's just bring in the sharpening. And I don't really care if it gets too noisy, just because we already have this like faded wash over the whole thing. So that just helps it pop a little bit more. You get more detail in the eyes and face. The last thing I want to add with this middle text is the player's signature. So I'm going to drag in the signature and we're just going to position it towards the right side of the last name. So something like this. I kind of like the loop of the Q overlapping with our player a bit, and then maybe not totally getting all the way down to this white line. Yeah, I think I like it resting in that like that space in the middle of the E. And then with the cutout, we can shift this just wherever it makes sense. I think blowing this up a little bit more. Now, honestly, we could stop here with the design, but I am gonna do a little bit more detail in the 4 corners just to add a little bit more intrigue. So let's duplicate this Quinn layer, Command J, bring it to the top. I'm just gonna type out 98, his number, and we'll blow this up a little bit. I'm also gonna take this rectangle, duplicating that by holding Option and clicking and dragging on the layer. Let's get rid of the mask. And I'm just gonna fit this 98 inside this rectangle. Maybe we can just change the spacing back to normal on the number. And then I think I just wanna fit it a little bit more comfortably like this, and just centering it on the number as well. I'm gonna make the rectangle white, and the number we're just gonna cut out of it by holding Command, clicking on the 98, and then clicking on a rectangle, and then holding Option while clicking the mask button. You will cut out whatever you were selecting. This can be adjusted a little bit. And I'm just gonna move this up into the top left. We'll have it kind of hugging the edge, just Command A to select the whole thing. Left, justify that. Bring back up my grids. I like this 2-box margin from the top. Now I'm gonna make a new layer, T for the type tool. Clicking up here, we'll type out Quinn Snyder. Bring the font size down to something small like 12. Quinn Snyder, Minnesota, wind chill, number 98. and we'll left justify the text. Switch this to maybe semi-bold, and can even space this out a little bit, and also space out the lines of text. I'm just gonna line this up so it's kind of like in line on top and bottom with that 98. So that feels about right to me. And I just want to make sure it's not too close to the player's face in the background. So, you know, we could shrink the font some more, or we could just move our guy over a little bit. So that's our top left corner. For the top right corner, I'm going to do something very simple. Let's take this Quinn layer again and duplicate it. And I'm just going to type out a Q. The font we're going to use is called Silenter, and it's just a nice cursive, cool script font. And again, using this 2-box margin from the top and bottom. Can also even line this one up with that same like 2-box height that we used for the top right corner. And just dropping it there, and then Command J to duplicate this just to thicken the lines a little bit. So just kind of a nice curly Q in the top right. For the bottom right, we're just gonna make some circles. So let's make a new layer and go to your ellipse tool. Let's make these black to start. Just gonna draw these out while holding Shift. Command J to duplicate, move that over. And then the colors we're gonna use, we'll use the same like vibrant blue, we'll use the black. And then for the last one, let's add a stroke to it, and we'll make this the blue stroke. Inside stroke, 2 pixels, and then drop the fill down to 0. Maybe 3 pixels. Just a little bit thicker. Now these 3 circles, we can group them, call them circles, and just make them a little bit smaller and out of the way. Now for our last corner, I'm gonna again duplicate this Quinn layer, Command J, bring it on top and move it up, just to take the same text format. Let's type out Minnesota wind chill ultimate in 4 lines, and we'll left justify this. Again, taking this blue color that we've kind of established as the main color or theme of the poster, let's size this so it fits nice and small in this corner. Again, with that 2-box margin that we know and love. I think I want to decrease the line spacing a little bit on this text. So something around there. Final step with this design, we're just gonna throw on some finishing effects. So let's make a new folder on top of everything, call it finishing. Make a new layer, Command A to select the whole thing. If you hit W for your quick selection and right click, you can then go to fill, 50% gray, hit OK. And then filter, convert for smart filters, filter noise, add noise. I'm gonna do like 6%. This is adding some grain to our image. And we're gonna set the blend mode to hard light so that it shows up on white. And just bring the opacity down to like 50%. Should be good. I also wanna change this pure black we're seeing to more of like a matte black. So bringing in a curves layer, let's put this below the grain. But if you take a couple points on this curve and then lift up the lowest one, that will lift up your blacks without affecting the other colors too much. That's gonna do it for today's poster design. A very simple approach. Obviously, really just takes a couple photos and some good text placement. I really think the white space does a lot in this and just making it feel minimalist and clean. Hope you like how it turned out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.